So, what was the disaster that got me to decide to turn my life around, start to get my finances in order? Well, it was about 6 months ago. I get off work, go to the parking lot, get in my car, turn the key, and click, click, click. Uh, Turns out that my admittedly badly neglected car, the engine had completely died on me, and I had no money, no resources to do anything about it. A year ago, it was nothing for me to just spend all my money, everything that I got a hold of, everything that I could spare on video games and D&D books, and all that stuff is fine. But you've got to moderate it and have room for it in your budget. You can't just, if you grew up anything like me, then when you get money, you get excited. You spend it. You got something in your pocket. You can get the things that you wanted, and that things like that are why you can live like that if you want to, but why it'll just grate at your nerves and stress you over time. Because, and just like in the previous video, why I emphasize the importance of having that emergency fund. If I would have had that back then, I would have had resources to take care of it more easily. But instead, I had to spend weeks, relying on my stepson for rides and Uber, etc. Which luckily I was working a good deal of overtime at the time, so I was really fortunate there. So I really had to hustle, and get a new car. And during all this, I looked around, and I'm nearly 50 years old. That shouldn't happen to me. I should have it together better than that. So the first thing I did was get a second job at a dollar store. And as that didn't work out after a while, because I was starting to do DoorDash and stuff at the same time and making more money there than I was at this dollar store. So eventually that went away. I threw more into DoorDash and making money. I had that same temptation to just spend, and I've still got a little bit of that in me. While I'm out DoorDashing, I stop for way too much fast food and gas station Slurpees, iced coffee, etc., etc. So I'm still working on this, but I started to look into what is it that some people do differently, that they can do the same job or jobs that I do and seem to end up much better off, and seem to have great retirements. Because being nearly 50, I'm staring down the barrel of that, and I've got like nothing to prepare for it. And also, I'm in a situation where my girlfriend's uncle has some health problems. He's older. We don't want to see him put in a home, so I need to get it together enough to buy a bigger house. Besides the admittedly old rusty trailer that was built in the 60s that I live in right now. So just looking around, I can do better. And if you're watching this, you probably feel the same way about a lot of things. The details might be different, but just trust me, I'm starting to see a little bit of results here, seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. You have to be consistent. You have to not let shiny objects distract you. And like I said, you're going to want to take some money to have fun with, whatever that means to you, but you've got to budget that. That's why I emphasized in the first video, budgeting, and tried to help us find a simple budget system, because you look at things like the 70-20-10 and 50-30-20 and all of the math involved in that, and you kind of, if you're like me, you're just like, oh, that seems like a pain. I don't want to go through all that. But the waterfall is just a simple little 4-step. See the previous video if you don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm starting to look more now into investing in small businesses and smart investing, by the way, not like crypto, not buying GameStop stock or anything like that, but ETFs, index funds, and things like that. And I wasn't even concerned at all about things like this, a year ago, and until, like I said, that situation led me into looking more into money, and I started to see how much simpler it really is than you think it is to build up at least a little bit of wealth for yourself, to potentially have a better retirement, or a small business of your own, or even a YouTube channel. Like, this is something I encourage everybody to do. But part of the reason I'm doing this, I don't expect to get a lot of attention, and I may not ever make any money off of it at all, but I can put myself out here and be honest about where I am financially, and be able to hold myself accountable because I'm putting it out there in public. So if I make a stupid mistake, which I'm sure I will, then it's going to be out there for everybody to see, because I'm going to be honest about it, and hopefully won't make that same mistake twice, or I'll be able to mitigate whatever damage it does to what I'm trying to do here. And I'm not a guru, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not an accountant or anything like that. I'm learning as I go, and I'll hopefully at least a few people come along with me. I don't care if it's just 3, 4, 5 people. We'll all be better off figuring out these things together, and trying to make something better for ourselves. Because the neighborhoods I've lived in, I know I'm not alone. There are so many people that struggle, that just don't have to. Because I know sometimes people have problems, health problems, mental health problems, and things like that, that slow you down, give you a disadvantage. But that doesn't necessarily mean you have to stop in your tracks, that there's nothing you can do. Doing anything is better than just saying, oh, well, this is just the fate I've been given. I'm just going to go with it. Think of it more as, this is the hand I've been dealt. I need to find a smart way to play it. And that's all I'm trying to do here. Because, I don't have any degrees. I dropped out. I eventually got my GED. But I think a lot of us in our situation, that's a challenge for us, because we didn't grow up with, being taught actually how money works, and how to make it work for you. And that's what this channel is going to be about. So, and until next time, make your money work for you, and we can do this.